Hello everyone. Christina here. Welcome to another live stream here at my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for coming back and watching the replay. Hello to everyone over there in the chat. We're talking weather, we're talking earthquakes. There's stuff happening. We've had some crazy summer thunderstorms rolling through the Salt Lake Valley this afternoon. So I hear you on the crazy weather front. It's just, I mean, you know what? I was coming up the stairs this afternoon and I thought, you know what? It feels like a cozy autumn day. It is not autumn, Christina. It was like 102 degrees yesterday. So it is definitely not autumn yet. But here we are. Tonight I'm going to be playing with a couple new dies or die sets from Conquer the Ninth. They just had their release come out on Friday. So I thought I would play with these. It's a really great release. There's some really fun products, but these are ones that I thought would be fun to play with, mostly because I don't do a whole lot of like die cut inlay stuff. I'm not that girl. Like, that's Jennifer McGuire. She loves some good die cutting. I'm going to challenge myself. So because this is definitely autumn with the leaves and whatnot, like there's the example on the back, I decided to pull a color palette from the Color Cube. This is from Color Cube Volume 1. This is number 143. I thought these colors, while autumn, were still kind of bright and cheerful. So we're hoping for that vibe. I don't want to go too dark and autumny, but I guess since I was, you know, walking up the stairs today and it just felt like autumn, I'm like, why not? Let's lean into this, right? So here we are. My idea for this, for the inlay, is I'm going to cut out the base color out of some, let's see, let me find, I've got cardstock over here. Wheat cardstock from Conquer the Ninth. It's basically a craft cardstock. I also like Neenah Environmental Desert Storm. That's the other kind of craft colored cardstock that I have enjoyed over the years. So I'm going to have that be like what is blue over here, right? And then I'm going to run the whole die through my die cutting machine with white cardstock. And then I'm going to get all of the leaves and the acorns, all those pieces. And then I'm going to run it through a third time with matte gold cardstock. And those are going to be all the stems, like the detail on the leaves, and also the little highlight on the acorns. That is the plan. We'll see how that goes. Oh, and then the leaves themselves, I have a huge stack of inks over here. I'm planning to do ink blending on each one of the leaves to get that look we're going for. So I'm first going to cut with the wheat cardstock, run this through. I also have my like sticky grip mat down on my work surface, but I didn't want to like get stuff on it, so I just put like scrap paper on top. Okay. So all of these little leaf pieces, I'm not going to need. It's just the outer, or I should say the background is what I need. And I thought maybe I'd even do a little bit of like ink blending on this, add a little detail on the brown. So now I'm going to go ahead and just put the gold through. And I'll do the same thing. And I need to remember to save all of the stems this time. And I feel like I need to like get out some little dishes to contain all of my die cuts. Okay, none of those are, oh wait, I do have a little highlight here that I'll need. So I'll take that out. Everything else, oh, I think that's a stem right there. Okay. In fact, maybe I'll just put all the gold pieces in there. And then if I accidentally get rid of a stem, then I'll be able to find it. I mean, it is really pretty. I mean, I could save the gold like background for something else too. Now I just need all these little pieces. Michelle says the metallic gold is going to pop on this card. I hope so. That's what I was really going for. All right, this last one is going to be on white. So it's actually bigger than the on the piece itself. I'm just using a A7 piece of white cardstock because it's going to be putting together a puzzle, y'all. It's going to be, we're going to be putting together a puzzle. Wow, so many little pieces, like the edges of the leaves that are cut off on the pattern and everything like that. I feel like it's dangerous to have a fan on because I could possibly like lose a piece. I think one of the reasons why I don't do die cut projects like this as much is that whenever I do them, inevitably I lose pieces. And then I end up having to cut things like 4 or 5 times I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? I just need the one piece, like just the dot on the I is missing, something like that. All right, I'm gonna grab a pre-cut A2 card. I think I'll have it be made out of that same kind of cardstock. And then I'm going to grab the packaging wherever it went. And I'm going to turn it over so I can reference the stuff on the back. Oh, I've got like white cardstock still stuck in the die. Whatever. Okay. I'm going to turn it over so I can kind of reference it. So I know exactly. Okay, yeah. So this is going to go directly on top. Look at the difference of those cardstocks. The card base is Neenah Desert Storm. And then this is Concord and Ninth Wheat. Isn't that interesting? All right. Before I adhere it to the card base, I thought I would do just a little bit of ink blending on it. Since the rest of the leaves will have ink blending, I thought it would be nice to have some ink blending on this as well. So I picked out my ink colors. As a reminder, here is my color palette for tonight. And I did pick out some browns that I could kind of pair with things, but these are the colors that I picked out. I thought these were pretty close. I'm using all colors from Simon Says Stamp. They're Positively Saturated ink line. But for the browns, I thought I would just grab these two. In fact, I probably only use this one because for a minute there I was going to cut the background out of white as well, but now we're not. Okay, I'm using a Waffle Flower grip mat because it's going to hold everything down while I ink blend on top. So I'm starting with the color Cozy, and I think I'm just going to kind of ink blend from the bottom a little bit. Okay, I just wanted just a little bit on there. I could make it even more dramatic by adding a darker brown. I think I will. I mean, why not? That's pretty subtle. So I'm going to go to the next darkest color in that trio of inks from Simon. The next darkest color is Woodsy. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this. Hopefully it won't go too dark. Oh yeah, this is going to be great. I just want a little more intensity. Bring this dark area over a little bit more. Okay, then I'll peel this up. There we go. Now you really be able to see the difference on top. There's the difference. Remember, all of those open areas are going to be covered by leaves anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But there we go. I'm going to use a baby wipe just to wipe down my grip mat. Get all of that brown off. Looks like I had a little green on there from some project too. Let that dry for a moment, and while that dries, I'm going to apply glue to the back of my background piece. And I could just do like a whole thing of sticky adhesive over the entire front, but I think I want a little bit of time to really get the pieces in there just right, so I'm not going to worry about that. I am, however, going to use tweezers, just adding glue, making sure I get all the little spots go pretty down. Okay, that's dry now. So I can place that down, and I'll have a little bit of time that I can kind of move this around and kind of get it in place. Okay. Then I can use my Share Handmade Kindness paperweights to kind of hold that down. These are kind of similar colors to what I've got going here, so maybe I'll just kind of go with that. You know what I think would be helpful? If I start piecing them in right now, and then I can just pull them out so I know what color they are. That's not that. What is that? Maybe it is that. Yeah, it totally is that. Okay. And then it just has the other half right here. It just has the stem that cuts it. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, this little leafy dude is the full thing. Yeah, okay. So this tells me it would be best to ink blend this half of this leaf, put the gold stem on there so I know where to fill it in. Yeah, I think this was a smart idea to fit these in and then pick them up one at a time for ink blending, because then I can make sure I'm getting like a good distribution of color. And I'm going to do all these acorns because why not? And I'll just use those same brown shades that I used for the background. I think that would work well. Okay, so the bottom of the acorns are the dark brown. I'm hoping these will stay put as I ink blend. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. So that was Woodsy. I'm going to grab Cozy. And I do still have a little bit of that ink on the brush, so I'll just wipe that off. All right, really press those down. I'm going to come back to my lovely card here. I'm going to start gluing these in. Okay, so this is the one that goes up here. In fact, I'm just gonna put a bunch of glue on each one. Come on. And then I can just piece that in. I'm not too concerned about that spot for the gold. I'll figure that out later. Yeah, they look black. It's true. I used a really dark brown. I probably could have picked a different brown, but I think it'll be fine. It'll look okay. Okay. And then I can put those gold highlights on once we get going here. I think it would be helpful to blend those all at the same time. We're going to break out all the colors now. Okay. I'm thinking maybe like honey to blush would be really, really cute on this one. So I thought I'd have these be a little bit of like honey to like perfection and artichoke. Aside, and I think we're going to need to bring in our dark red, so maybe I'll have it be like honey to blush to cherry. Okay, I'm missing just this little one down here. Seriously? One piece. One. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's white. Wait, is this actually stuck to me? Hold on. I just saw, nope, that's that craft color. But it is the right piece. Seriously? Are you kidding me? I need the one piece out of gold. Did I put it over here somewhere? Was it like stuck to something? All right, well, I'm going to use this because it's the scrap so that I can cut out just that one little piece. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this gold scrap here that I'm not planning to use. And I'll just tape that on to a little spot here so it doesn't move too much. Here's the elusive piece. All right, you elusive little piece of gold. Okay, the tops of the acorns, would they be really cute in gold? Oh my word, I do love them in gold. Okay, before I glue them down, let's make sure I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 1, 2, okay, so here's 3. Oh, here's 4 on top and get them centered. Yeah, it needs like that extra pop of gold, you know? I think that's perfect. I'm going to be using the, gosh, is it called Mortisei? Yes, Mortisei dies. So here are the dies for the greeting. I'm thinking I want to do You're So Very Kind, but it will cover quite a bit of the center. So maybe I'll do the thanks so much. So we'll do gold right there. And then I can cut some white. We'll cut these at the same time. Just putting some little dots of glue. Get that nice and centered. I'm actually going to pick it up so that I can use my hands to really kind of squish it around and get it lined up just right. You know what it needs? It needs like a little heart, like bloop, a little heart right there. I think I'm going to have to pull one out of my stash and color it like the nice red color that we've got going here. And I'll use that to finish off the card. Okay. I'm thinking like, let's see, where do I want it? Like, I think right here. Yeah, I like that right there. You notice I've got like a little bit of this leaf hanging off the edge. I accidentally glued my card a little bit, so I'm just gonna cut those off. Now that everything's glued down and isn't gonna slide around if I cut off little pieces. There we go. I've got the Simon Says Stamp Mini Hearts or the Mini Hearts Party. I even have some red that are already cut out. But I think I want the white, and then I can ink blend it real quick. I think the gold heart would compete with the gold words, so that's why I'm not using a gold heart, but I did think about that as well. Put it right there. That's cute. I don't think I'm going to try the paint. I really do want to try the paint splatter though. I think it would look so good. Okay, let's do it. I've got my Christmas. Look at this gold. It's like down to the bottom. I think this is, okay, so that's Christmas gold from Yuli Watercolors. This one is Star. I think Star matches the matte gold cardstock a little bit better. I'm just going to cover that area with a little bit of paper towel, and that should be enough to keep it safe. I'll just do that, like right there. Because it doesn't need to be exact. I'll just cover that up when I do my paint splatter. Okay. I'll just go like this. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. Just trying to get some down here at the bottom. Okay, and I'll lift this up. Perfect. I love just those little splatters. I think that was great. So here's the finished card. The paint isn't quite dry yet, but once it's dry, it will be quite a bit lighter than what it is now. It's still showing kind of dark in some spots. But here is the finished card. I think that turned out so great. A nice autumn card. Much faster than I thought it would be to put it all together. Enjoyed it a lot. I'll put links down below to all the products I used, including the specific ink colors, the gold paint, the dyes from Concord and Ninth, everything like that. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching.